Welcome everybody. My name is Susan Vaughn and I am the Program Administrator for the Master of Finance program at the DeGroote School of Business. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing a session with some of our senior students, and this is a good opportunity just to have a roundtable discussion so you get an understanding of what the program is like from an actual student. So what we'll do is I'm going to get the two students who are joining us today to introduce themselves, and then I'll ask them a series of questions. And then once that's done, we'll open up the floor and anyone can ask whatever you would like. The ladies here are ready to go. So today I have joining with us Irene and Simran. So Irene, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah. So actually, it's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my experience at the DeGroote School of Business at Master of Finance program to you guys. And I started my program at last September, and I'm currently working at TD as an co-op, and I will go back to our program in January and finish my whole program in April. Yeah, and in the whole MFin experience touched me a lot of things, and I really enjoyed my experience here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Irene. And Simran.
Hi everyone. So I started my program this year in January. So ours was the first batch that had the winter session. And I'll go for my final term with Irene in January, and I'll complete my degree in April. And I'm really excited to be here and share my experience and answer any queries you have.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into some questions here. We're going to start off with, why did you guys choose to do your grad program with the Master of Finance program at DeGroote? And what factors did you consider when choosing a grad program? Because I know from attending all these recruiting fairs that all of our potential students are receiving so much information from so many different schools. So how did you guys sift through all of the information to make your decision on where to go? That's what we kind of want to know.
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
So from myself, when I choosing my master program, the first thing I'm considering about it's how it fits my whole career goal. So I was an economics student back in undergraduate. So first, I want to make sure this program it's professional program, which is not fully academic. So that I can it's gonna lots of resources to help me land a financial job in Canada. And so that is the first goal that I that I seek for, and which is perfectly fits for the MFin program at DeGroote, because at DeGroote it's sort of tailored for the international students who want to pursue their financial financial jobs, financial career in Canada. And our program has a lot of support, such as we have a career coach. She's really supportive, and she helped me do a lot of the mock interview things, and she also helped me to edit my resume. And besides that, I also consider the geographical locations, because our program is located at Hamilton, Ontario, which is really near to Toronto. And although during my term, I was totally I did so far, I totally did the study online and through the virtual classes, but still located in Hamilton, it's really convenient, especially when you want to go to Toronto. It's only, if you drive, it's only about 15 minutes drive, and if you want to take bus, there's only 1 hour. So yeah, so after all, I feel our program is it's just perfectly suits my demands and suits my goal. So that's probably the main two reasons that why I chose our program before.
Perfect. Thank you, Irene. And Simran, what would you say?
Yeah, it's on a similar basis. So when, first of all, graduate program, you want to be ready for the industry. that was my goal because I wanted to enter the finance industry, and the knowledge that I had previously did not have that much practical aspects. What I was looking for was to get more practical knowledge and to hand the case studies and that kind of sorts of things that would prepare me directly to work in the industry, in the finance industry. And that was something that I found here. Like before applying, I obviously checked the curriculum and I talked to previous students. So that's something that intrigued me towards it. And one more thing that I would say was the fact that we had a breakdown where we had the opportunity to actually apply for internships. That was something that was an edge over the other universities or the other programs that I was looking for because there was not that option. Here, you still have the option. If you apply, you can apply and you have that time during your studies, you can get the internship experience and the industry experience. So that was one of the best things that I felt in this program. And of course, the location, as Irene said, that's there. And one more thing would be the fee structure and the scholarships is something that you do consider for graduate school as well. So the universities where you have the opportunity of get scholarships, that's something that is better than somewhere where you don't have that option. So yeah, these are the things that I considered while my graduate applications.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so the next question would be, what have been your key learnings from the program to date? So who wants to tackle that first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
So yeah, so I feel like the key learnings is that throughout like my studies at my MFin, I sort of figure out what exactly I want, like in the finance world. So at the beginning, I just have a really like weak goal that I just want to find a job in the finance world in Canada. But after a year here, like after the eight year of studies and after 2 years of work, I started to figure out what exactly I want and throughout the helps from our programs. So I'm now like, I have a very clear goal that I want to pursue a risk management job in Canada. And so that's I think that's like a key takes away that I learned and I sort of like figure out through the whole programs. And also like the program give us a lot of supportive, such as they can give me FRM the scholarships, which is helped me a lot. And so and also like our program invites a lot of guest speakers, especially like from the industry and also like from the FRM designations, and they illustrate like, oh, how this exams works and how the exactly the industry works. So that things really helped me a lot. And besides of that, I'm also thinking, and also like the key learnings from the program is that I feel like all the connections from this program is amazing here, and you got the chance to meet a lot of amazing people, a lot of amazing peers like Simran's, and also a lot of amazing professors like Professor Chamberlain's, and he really helped me a lot. And also like amazing administrator like Susan, in which I feel like everyone in this program, they are really supportive and they are really like they want to make me success.
That's great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Okay. And what about Simran? What are your thoughts?
I feel like Irene touched all the bases. She covered up all the points.
So sorry.
No, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. Because it's actually, that's true. There's not one thing, like it's not just the education part of the program, it's everything, the connections that you make and the access to, I would say, the industry experts that come here and the knowledge that you gain about what fields there are. So all of the things, I would say, are something that is very like it's the whole package. It's not one thing. That's what I say. As Irene said, it's the whole package. The career development staff, the administrative staff, the professors, they're also helpful, and everybody's there to support you and to make you successful in your career. So yeah, it's as I would go with Irene's answer. It's everything that she said.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. The next question is always about careers because that's a hot topic, obviously. So what type of career are you hoping to get into and how has this program helped prepare you? So I know, Irene, you've already talked about risk and GARP and things like that, but what other, how has it really helped you? I know you talked about how you get a lot of career support from Megan. So I don't know, Simran, do you have anything to add or?
So yeah, for the career goals, initially, finance field is wide, and I came in with a clean slate. I had no idea of which particular field I want to get into. So this course, over the first 2 terms, I have gotten a clarity of which fields I want to pursue. Right. So there is wealth management, and another one that I find really intriguing is the uh, financial crime department. So these are things that I did not know about, and actually I got to know about these when I talked to the industry experts, people working in the industry. And how this program has helped me is along with the courses that the teachers and the evaluation, everything. Other than that, the skills that we have built up, like the analytical skills. We have courses that just provide us with data and we have to work on it. We have to work using data analysis tools such as R, and we're using MATLAB, Excel. So they really build up your problem solving and analytical skills, which are very important in any finance job that you go into. Then there are skills like your teamwork, because there's so many group projects. I think not just the knowledge wise or the courses wise, but the skills that you build up in this course when you have to work with other people, you have to manage things. There's so much going on, so you're managing multiple tasks. So that is what prepares you for the finance industry, because it's a very fast-paced industry and it requires all those skills all in all. So it prepares you overall for the work that you're looking for.
Okay. Irene, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more on Simran. So I guess, yeah, she said everything that I want to say.
Okay. Let's see here. So could you guys describe a typical day in the life of a DeGroote student? What do you do?
Go ahead, Irene.
Thank you. Well, like for me, like so far, the whole program experience for me is still like virtual. So basically, although I was located in Hamilton that time, but I suddenly get chance to go to campus. So basically, I study at home. So basically, so for the last 2 terms, basically like in order to like customize and help every students in different time zones, we usually have classes in morning from 8:30 to 11:30. And so basically I just wake up at the morning and to attend the lectures. And then like and in the afternoons we probably will set up some group meetings. As Sarah said, we have lots of like like group project to do. So we usually like set up our meetings in the afternoons and to get the chance to get like and also yeah sorry, and to finish the group works in the afternoon. And at the night, so last term I was preparing for the CFA level 1 exam. So basically I used the nighttime to review and studies and prepared for the CFA level 1 exams. And also like some nights, so for the last term I also like I also like almost use a lot of times to try to find an intern job here. So that's basically like a normal day, like as a degree student. And it's really hectic, but also it's really like it's really meaningful. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's usually my day looks like.
Great. And what about you, Simran?
My day was almost same, just the time zones were different. So they had classes, so all those in Canada had class in the morning. I was studying virtually from India, so my classes were in the evening. So it all just goes, but in a different time. So we had meetings. I woke up, we had meetings for group meetings. Then the whole day I would study, get up to date with the readings and complete my assignments. And then the evening I used to have my classes, and after the class, nothing much. So yeah, I was mostly studying and group meetings and working on trying to get an internship. So that was a second term, but for the first term, it was all studying, studying, studying. I was studying 24/7. I did not have any. I woke up, I studied, and I like that's all I did. But slowly you get a hang of things and you manage things better, and you do. I think it's also important to have a lot of peer support in this program. So yeah, when you do have those group meetings, sometimes they extend on to for longer times. You're not just studying or you're not just discussing things, you're talking about other things. So yeah, that's a typical day. You attend classes, you work on assignments, and you don't forget to have fun during that.
You have to have some
Exactly.
fun, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, let's see here. What other questions do we have? Okay, so what is it like living in Canada and being on campus? And I know that with the pandemic, Simran, you weren't able to come until just recently to Canada. Irene, I think you've been here for a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
But you know, you guys really haven't actually been to campus yet, have you? Or have you?
No.
Yeah.
So
I
Irene
have been
has, but
campus
Simran
for,
hasn't.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, because campus is now opening up and we are expecting that classes will be in person in January, and that they would be 100% back to normal when everybody else starts the program in September 2022. So these guys have experienced a little different life at DeGroote than what everybody else normally would experience. But hopefully, so what are your thoughts on living in Canada?
Actually, to be honest, the first word that jumped in my mind is cold. It's winter. Like we have like
Not
6
yet.
months
We're
winter
almost
here.
at winter, but it's not winter yet.
Yeah, exactly. But it's winter. But although it's winter that I want to say, but it's also warm. Like so because like usually you stay like at home or inside, and also like and from mentally like speaking, you got supported from our like program, so it's like pretty warm here. and and so like although like I haven't got a lot of chance to go to campus, but I did like went to campus a few times, and I really like our campus. And if you guys got a chance to go to the McMaster, it's a really like it's really beautiful here. It has a lot of like Asian buildings, and also I sort of enjoy I really enjoy the library here. And if you got the chance to study like physical in campus, I highly recommend it. Go to the libraries, and it's really that's yeah. If like I feel like if you guys can go here, you guys definitely like luckier than us, because you guys get the all access to the buildings and all the resources in the campus.
Now,
Yeah,
Irene, you
so
came to campus when we did our meet and mingle in August, right? You came to the
yeah,
Phoenix, so that was fun, right? The
yeah,
campus
that was
pub
pretty
and
fun.
being out on
Yeah,
the
that's
patio.
exactly. That was an amazing like event, and finally then got us a chance to meet each other like after
That's
1 year.
right, right?
Although we are like quite familiar with each other, like we are like very close friends, but we haven't like got a real chance to meet each other like physically. It was an amazing, yeah, it was so amazing. And also like have chance to meet the other students from other cohorts. Yeah,
Yep.
it's so, yeah, it was so good and so much fun.
Excellent. And I know, Simran, you've only been in Canada for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I'd say,
Yeah,
about. So how are
exactly.
you
4 weeks.
liking it?
I'm still getting a hang of things. I'm loving it, of course.
Yeah,
So yeah, right now I'm on my break term, so I'm just getting to know the culture and going around. And there's so much to do and so much to learn. So I'm always doing something new and learning something every day. So
yeah.
yeah, about the campus and I think I'd be better equipped to answer that question next term when they're actually on campus.
Right. Right. No, I totally can understand. It is hard, but how are you guys adjusting to the weather? Because that's another question we always get. I know winter's coming, but there's no snow right now. We did have this
Yeah,
discussion. It's going to be kind of a decent day. It's a little gloomy here where I am, but Irene, you said it was sunny in Toronto.
yeah, a little bit. I can see a little bit sunlight here, so
A
hope
little
it's a
bit.
sunny
And
day.
Simran, you're in London right now. Is there any sun?
No, not at all.
No.
It's quite gloomy.
You're like me. I'm in Burlington and there's no sun right now. It's pretty gloomy, but there's no snow on the ground yet.
Yeah.
But you guys have been here for fall, so you've seen the leaves turn and it's really pretty. And soon there will be snow, so it's exciting, especially if you don't experience snow at home. It'll be a nice experience for you here, to
I'm really
enjoy your
excited for the first snow actually, but I've been told by everyone around you that the first snow is pretty, but after that, it gets really hard to deal with it.
You're like a true Canadian. We all really like the first snow and then we get tired of it.
Exactly. The first snow is pretty, and and then it's just muddy
Yes.
and dirty.
It gets dirty, especially in like January, right? Yeah. Okay, so now this is when we're going to open it up to everybody who's attending. So if you have a question you would like to ask Simran, Irene, or even myself, now's the opportunity. Now's your time. So if you'd like to, either you can put your question in the chat if you're not comfortable asking it live, and I can ask it for you, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question. And I promise we don't bite. Oh, we've got a question. Let's see. Okay, so did you have any difficulties due to the language barrier? And it's true, we do have a lot of students that come from all over the world and speak many different languages. So how did you guys manage that?
So for me, honestly, I don't feel that because I'm quite comfortable in English, so I don't feel the language barrier there because English is the first language here, so especially in Ontario region, so there's no problem like that. However, if you do go to, I guess, Quebec side or Montreal, the French is more commonly spoken, which I have no idea about. I don't know French, so that's where the problem might come. But here, if you understand English, so I think you won't have any problem like that.
Yeah, for me, like I'm not an English native speaker, but I feel like there's not too much trouble if you have the courage to speak up. And also, like, for our programs, we have like all kind of resources, and for example, we have like a career coach that want to willing to help you to have like such as a mock interviews, and also want to help you to edit your resume. And also, like, in the classes, and I feel like our professors and our like tutor, they're all like really, they are really friendly, and they're really willing to give their helps. So I don't think this one can be a really large problem here. Yeah.
And we do also have services on campus that will that are available to help you if you are worried with your English skills. And as part of the program, we have what's called a transition program that you would do at the beginning of the program. And we do offer it's like an English language support during that session, so that you have the opportunity just to get a bit more comfortable and gain a bit more confidence with your English speaking skills. And there's all kinds of opportunities to practice. So, which we do encourage all the time, because we do know that some of our students are shy because of their English skills. And so we always try to make it a safe environment so that you can practice. Okay, so don't be worried about that at all. We have another question about careers and what type of salary you could be expecting after graduation. So it really, I'll try to start this question, and then Simran and Irene, if you want to chime in based on what you've heard from Megan in the career classes, as well as your experiences when you've been looking for jobs. It really just depends, I think, on the company that you're looking at, as well as the position you're looking at. Most of our students will secure employment probably within 3 to 6 months after they get their degree. And it really all depends on the company. And as I said, the position. So some students will end up with a job making $55,000 a year, and others could end up higher. They could end up with 80 or 90,000. It all just really depends on the job and the company. But as the ladies have been telling you, there is a career support person on staff who will be helping you throughout the program. And she will be there to help ensure that you have the necessary tools in order to succeed in securing a job, either for an internship or for after graduation. Irene, Simran, did I cover that, or is there anything else you'd like to add on that?
Yeah, I
No,
totally agree. Like what you said, Susan. Like
Yeah.
it totally just depends on like what exactly the industry you want. Like exactly what your job is. Like, because like for example, like if you're successfully landed a job in the capital market, you can definitely like get a higher pay, like even over like 100,000 a year. But if you want to like started a career in the big four, such as like auditors, like yeah, you would definitely like get less annual pay at the beginning, but that's only at the beginning.
Exactly.
So that's just wholly depends on what exactly, like which career you want to pursue. So I would like to say, like, let the passion drive you.
That's right. Like it's a stepping stone, right? So a lot of people will start off, get some Canadian experience, and then they leverage that experience with their degree to get the next step in their career, which then leads to a higher salary. Okay, perfect. So now we have somebody who's asking about an application question. So they saw that the requirements for the course is to have at least one university level calculus and algebra course, as well as statistics. And they want to know whether or not having that makes them ineligible to apply. So I'm going to talk about the actual requirement part, but then ladies, I might get you to touch on how that background knowledge will help you with the program. So we ask for a university level calculus, algebra, and statistics class simply because we want to make sure that you have the background knowledge in those areas in order to be successful in the program. So if you don't have that, are you ineligible? No. But could it be a problem for you down the road? Absolutely. And it might make, if we're comparing applications and you have the exact same qualifications as somebody else, but you're missing one of those courses, and if we only have one spot, the spot might go to the other student because of that. We want to make sure that all of our students have that background knowledge so that they can succeed in the program, because we don't want anyone to be unsuccessful. So ladies, calculus, algebra, and statistics. How helpful was having that background knowledge? Think back to math and stats with Dr. Kwan.
Oh my God. Yeah, so for me, I had a minor in mathematics back in the undergraduate. So but still, like the calculus and the classes here, like such as 601, is still like it's still challenging for me, but it's not means that you cannot like understand, because like the professors and also the peers and also the other like the TA here, they're really supportive, and they are really, and they want to illustrate the class very very clearly. So as long as you have some like basic knowledge and you are willing to learn, I think it shouldn't be a very large problem, although it is challenge, like to be prepared, it is challenge, but that not means you cannot learn anything, you cannot understand. That's just, if you want to get something, like definitely it's going to be challenging.
What about you, Simran?
So yeah, I did not do mathematics in my undergrad, but I did have statistics course in my undergrad and my previous degrees. But I did mathematics in my school, and I can speak from Indian experience. So if you've done mathematics till your, I would say, 12th grade, I think you're good to go, because the topics that are covered back then, it covers all the calculus and algebra and the statistical part. So it gives you the base. So of course, if you have not done that in your school, I would say, then it's not a good idea to apply for this program. But if you have done that, you have the base, you have that knowledge, so you can apply. Because for maths and stats, of course, it gets very, very challenging. And if you do not have that knowledge, I don't think it's a good idea to go ahead, because you need the basics. Only then you can go ahead in this program, because it's very mathematical. It gets very mathematical for sure.
Right. And actually, that's what I was going to also say is sometimes other universities, like in Canada, in our system, we might separate calculus, math, and statistics into 3 different courses, whereas in other countries, they might be combined in one course. So as long as you've done that, if you've done that type of course, sometimes we'll have students attach a copy of their syllabus for that course, just so that our admission committee can see what was covered. And that certainly does help as well. So you can certainly do that, just because then it will help show them that you actually do have that knowledge, even though you might not have that notation on your transcript. And then we have a question about how many days a week would I have to attend classes?
5.
Sorry to say that, but like 5 days, because usually for each term we have 6 class, which have like a 5 regular class plus 1 like professional coaching class. So basically you need to go to school every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when I would schedule, I used to try to do it so that everybody had 4 days a week, so then you had 1 day off so that you could study and catch up and do your laundry and go to the grocery store. So the little things, right? So usually you're going to be probably in class 4 days a week, but just know you will be studying at least 5 days a week. Does that make sense, guys? Is that accurate?
Exactly.
Actually, when I think back now, that you're right. We used to have classes 4 days a week. Yes, we used to have 1 day off for sure.
Yeah, I used to always try to give everybody 1 day off, only because then that way you would have some time, to sleep in, catch up on your sleep, especially with people in different time zones, and you're doing group meetings at different times, as well as then that way you would have time to, study and, try and connect with a TA if you need help, or do an assignment or things like that. So we try to give you at least 1 day off. Okay, so what other questions do you guys have? This is a great opportunity for you to get some of the scoop from our inside team here. We'll just give it 1 more minute, and if not, we will wrap up the session. So maybe what I'll do is, just while you guys are thinking, I'm going to just remind you that our applications for September 2022 are currently open. And if you are interested in applying, I would make sure that you apply before January 14th, especially if you're looking to be considered for an entrance scholarship. Because Irene and Simran, I don't think you guys are aware, but this year, if students want to be considered for an entrance scholarship, they need to apply in our first 3 rounds, which the last January 14th is the last day for the 3rd round. So you want to make sure you have your application in there. Oh, let me just see here. A couple more questions came in. So do I need to include the fact that I had calculus in 12th grade, but not in university? We're really going to look at your university transcripts, but if you did calculus in your 12th grade, maybe I would attach that syllabus and into your application, and just a note letting the team know that that's what you did. Okay. And then somebody's asking, would there be a disadvantage to applying in the 3rd round as compared to the 1st and 2nd? And I'm going to say yes and no. So no, in the sense that you would still be eligible for a scholarship, but yes, in the fact that you're then competing against more and more students. So I've been telling everybody who I've been meeting with, the earlier that you apply, the better, because you're going to be competing against less students. So I suspect that most students will be applying in rounds 3. So therefore, it's going to be a lot harder. because you're going to be competing against more students. So we're going to be making the decision off of each round. So if you are applying in round 2, and let's say there's only 100 students that apply in round 2, you're only competing against 100. Whereas if you apply in round 3 and there's 400 students, the odds are going to be tougher. So I would try and make sure that you have all of your application requirements in. And I know one of the main holding points is the GMAT and the GRE. So I've been recommending that students reach out to their testing centers as soon as possible to make arrangements so that you can have those test scores and apply as soon as you can. Okay. Is there any way the GMAT can be waived? And this is probably the #1 question that we get. And my answer every single time is no. I'm sorry, the GMAT and the GRE will not be waived under any circumstances. We have had people ask if they have their CFA, if they have so many years work experience, all that. And the answer is always no. So unfortunately, we do require the GMAT or the GRE. So what I'm going to do is just on the screen here, I have our email address. So if after the fact you think of any more questions, send us an email and either myself or someone else from the MFin team will get back to you with an answer. I would also like to encourage you to keep an eye on our website because we are going to be having another webinar later on in November with our career team, and they're going to be actually going through all of basically what an MFin degree can do for you career-wise. So they're going to be doing a webinar later in November. We're just firming up that date, and as soon as we have that, we will be posting that online. And then that way you can hopefully attend that webinar as well. Somebody would like to know if they have a GMAT lower than 600, am I still eligible for the program? That's tricky. So I have accepted students with a lower score before. However, they've had other really good scores in something like in their transcript or something else. So you certainly can apply. It would just depend on how much lower and what other scores that you have. So we would look at your entire application before making a decision on that. And we would want to see, you know, really high GPA, really strong scores in your math classes. You know, we'd even look at things like, do you have volunteer experience? Do you have, what are your English scores? We would look at everything. So we don't just make the decision solely off of your GMAT. So you certainly can still apply. But again, just like how I brought up that example, if there's 2 applicants and one has everything and one doesn't, which one are we going to go with, right? So you really want to take a look and see. We want to see a really strong application. Okay. So are there any other questions for Irene or Simran? Okay, I think that is it, ladies. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we hope this has been helpful. Irene and Simran, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your experience with the group. I know that they are very appreciative of it, and I know it helps, hopefully will help them make a decision down the road as to which program they would like to attend.
Always a pleasure, Susan.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a great pleasure.
Well, thank you again. Okay, so thank you so much, and we will end this session, and we will put a recording on this session up on our website. It will probably be up there in the next week or so. Okay, so thank you very much, and enjoy your weekends. And yeah, if you have any other questions, just send us an email.